Alright, this is RC, and I'm here with my friends Jack and Doug. I forgot your usernames. So you guys go ahead and give them.
Literally, mine is in the Discord. It's right there. It's Megamon.
I'm not looking at the Discord right now. I'm looking at my recording software.
Well, my Discord says Decade. So my username I'm trying to go for right now.
Oh, Camo Rider, that's right.
Yeah. I just need to change it eventually. When I'm planning on making like another channel for like countdowns and stuff.
What even is a countdown? I re-listened to the old podcast that we did, and you said you were doing a countdown channel. What is a countdown channel?
It's those types of channels that do like top 10, mostly on video games. I could give you some. There are some of them. I'm subscribed to like a lot of them, and so I want to do something like that. Share my opinions, do stuff like that.
Okay, because when I first heard a countdown channel, my immediate thought was, what's he gonna do? Like, have a live stream that counts down the days until Smash 5 comes out? Like, what?
You know, if there was a stream with that, I think that would be crazy successful. It's just like a timer. And just like someone every once in a while, like walking in, it's like, I'm done with work. Is the timer still going? Yeah.
I would probably tune in for like 5 minutes and then leave.
Yeah. You know, it's weird though. Like, speaking of Smash, like, you know, that was announced, and I'm not as excited for it as
I know, right? I'm not as excited for it either. Like, I was so hyped.
Old?
Like, I know, am I getting old? Because I'm just not, like, I'm excited for it, yeah, a new Smash, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it like I was for Wii U and 3DS.
Dude, yeah. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle took all the hype that I had. When I knew, even I said to myself, if Smash 5 comes out, that game, Blaze Blue will still beat it for hype for me. I'm sorry. I'm excited too, but I'm just like, okay.
I'm excited, but I honestly felt like that Smash Wii U, and I guess by extension 3DS, was the culmination of everything I've wanted in a Smash game. Like, every character I could have wanted was in there, every stage I could have wanted was in there. Like, they already reached the peak, in my opinion. I don't really see how they can build off of that game.
But, yeah, and they'll probably change something that, I'm kind of thinking they're trying to. I don't know how different it could be because, like, the Wii version was slow, the GameCube version was super fast, and then the Wii U version was in between. I don't know if they're going to be moving the physics closer to Melee.
Mach Zenka.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the gameplay was already perfected, so what's the point in changing it at this point in time? Like, the only thing that they could really do is introduce new characters, and yeah, they got the Inkling, and they'll probably add someone from either Xenoblade X or Xenoblade 2, but like, I don't know.
I really do think Rex is going to be in there.
Well, no doubt, but like, it's all a matter of like, when did Smash 5 start development? If it was sometime soon, Rex is definitely going to be in there. If it was earlier, then he's probably just going to be DLC, because he's like probably the most requested character right now. I mean, Xenoblade 2 sold over 1 million worldwide, so...
Yeah. One thing that I'm not too crazy about, though, is the small... This is the smallest generational leap for Smash Brothers. Well, not the smallest, but, like, it's kind of like when the GameCube and Wii, it's like the Switch and the Wii U are almost the same in terms of hardware, so it's not even going to look that much different.
It's not. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just using the Wii U version as a base to build on top of. Like, maybe the stages will be different, but I'm totally expecting the graphics to, like, look exactly the same. I do think it's weird, too, that it's coming out so soon, because it's like the Wii U version just had its development end only 2 years ago.
That was 4 years ago.
No, it came out, like, the base game came out 4 years ago, but they stopped working on it 2 years ago with the DLC.
Oh, yeah.
They were still working on the game after it came out. Which, good job on those guys for continuing to support the game with new content for so long afterwards.
Yeah.
Too bad I didn't want to buy any of it after a point. I think that's also why I'm not as terribly excited, because I realized after graduating, I don't really have as many people to play with this as I thought I did.
I do. I play Smash all the time with friends. And I'm totally excited about the Switch version, because that means that every week at the UT Anime Club, I'll be able to play with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, actually, Smash on the Go was already achieved on the 3DS somewhat, but the Switch is... I don't know how I'm going to feel with a fighting game portably with the Switch controller. I remember playing the anime fighter. I forgot what it's called. Dengeki Bunko. Yeah, I got that for the Vita, and I didn't feel terribly comfortable with it. I guess it's just like my hands are too big or something. But I don't know how I'd feel about that on the Switch, because its controllers don't seem like they'd be the best for a fighting game.
Well, imagine Dengeki Bunko on the Switch with the tiny Joy-Cons, on their side. I tried imagining that. It would be kind of weird.
Yeah. Then again, I play a lot of Pokken Fighter, so I can't really complain. I feel like those controls run smoothly.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess I'm also not an aficionado, so it's just how proficient would a layman be with these controls, and also how proficient would a professional be? What's their opinion on it? And they'll probably be using the Pro Controller anyways.
Exactly.
But
well, Douglas, you have to remember that Pokken is a 3D game. Fighting Climax and I guess BlazBlue 2 and Smash, of course, are 2D games.
True.
So
True.
I'd imagine it would be a bit more difficult for most players, because a lot of them not Smash, but for the Era 2, they use an actual D-pad, and the Switch doesn't really have that with the standard controller. And if you do 2 players, you're basically forced into using the stick.
True. Huh.
In regards to Smash, though, by the way, Jack, the Switch has it has support for GameCube controllers now.
Yes, but portably. I'm thinking about more just as a portable thing rather than I've used the GameCube controller for Mario Kart before, and it works fantastic, and I love it. But it's closer to when I'm on the go, with the 3DS Smash Brothers. I remember bringing that to school, and we'd play a couple rounds under the stairs, and then. But I don't know how I'd feel about that on the Switch. And I didn't even like it that much on the 3DS.
I don't think it will be that bad. I mean, I could do the 3DS version just fine. I had no problems with it. I got so used to it that I was perfectly fine with using the 3DS version as a controller on the Wii U version whenever we were running out of controllers. So.
Oh yeah, no, Same. I think. I definitely liked having it on the 3DS XL when I got it. On my regular 3DS, it was god.
Oh yeah, you got
my hands.
The new 3DS, it is better because you have the ZR and the ZL, and I basically reverted to using the ZR as the default grab button because it feels much better than using L as the grab button.
I can't say I could. I feel you guys because I'm still using my 2DS from literally freshman year, so
it's all right.
Upgraded.
It's all right. We all got a Switch, so we're all ready for Smash whenever it comes out. I already have it pre-ordered myself. I'm still excited for the game, guys. I'm just not as excited as I was for the Wii U version.
I'll get more excited as more characters gets announced. I will laugh really hard if Crash Bandicoot gets in it, because Crash Bandicoot's coming to the Switch.
I will laugh, and then I will continue to play as him, because I love Crash.
I'm risking. We're all going to laugh and possibly cry, or possibly laugh and cry at the exact same time if Sans makes it in again.
You say Sans. I was going to say Ridley. Man, you guys think Ridley has a chance this time?
Honestly,
I would love to see it as a joke. I don't think it'll ever be a thing, but I'd love to see them make an actual model just as a joke.
Because I've seen people online using Samus Returns, the 3DS game that came out recently, as an excuse. Like, oh, well, if you look at Ridley in this game, he actually could be in Smash. And I'm like, well, if you guys want him, I hope they put him in for you guys. It's like, if so many people actually want him in the game, they might as well just put him in my opinion.
But why? Why would you want Ridley? He's like, I'm a big pirate man that doesn't have any dialogue. I killed your parents. Bye.
I personally don't want Ridley. He has no character. He has no personality. In my opinion, he's one of the worst characters you could put in. But there's a lot of people asking for him, is the thing.
Yeah.
If so many people want him in, they might as well put him in. I won't have a problem with it if they put him in at this point, because I got a lot of the characters I wanted in the game already.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mentality of it. I already have, like, Cloud. I already have Sonic. I already have Mega Man. Do whatever you want at this point.
Can I have a Persona protagonist, please? I just... I don't even care that it was, like, only Q was on the Switch. I'll take a Q Persona protagonist. I want one, please.
That's fine. I mean, there's going to be a Persona guy in the new BlazBlue, so...
Yeah.
Could you put in a Tales of protagonist, please? Like, say...
Oh, yeah. Have you been marathoning the series? I only saw one of your posts about it, but have you been, like, going through all the old games?
I'm currently playing... Okay, I'm in Symphonia, a bit of Eternia, aka Destiny 2, and I'm the first one I'm going on and I'm currently playing is Tales of the Abyss.
Tales of the Abyss is good. I enjoyed my time with it.
That game is probably, hands down, at least in my opinion, probably the darkest Tales of game I've seen.
It gets worse.
Oh, trust me, I've already gone past a few parts. Let's say, Sacrifice of Many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I think Bestiria is technically the darkest, but they take it with such a lighthearted attitude that it's kind of like it's really dark, but it doesn't have the tone for it. Literally the whole story is a bunch of people trying to get revenge, like killing people, and I'm like, whoa, all right, this is our protagonist, cool. Literally an evil hell's demon. That's all right. To be fair, I have not played the game, but I've heard that that's basically what it is. Yeah, I tried to go through some of the other Tales of games. Zestria was I don't know. The Tales of games, I like them, but there's some things about it that just feels kind of like I'm button mashing my way through all my problems.
Oh, so like a Warriors game.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's an RPG that I expect more strategy from, but I can mostly just slam X, and then that's it.
Here's the thing about Tales of, Colin. The Tales of series is like the only series that I know that you can get a bunch of friends, and you can do the adventure together, which is nice, but I'm like, yeah, sometimes it does kind of feel like a bit of Smash button mashing.
Yeah, and like you can take advantage of that system. Like I love the idea of having more like kind of like fighting game controls for an RPG. I like it. It's just that I think your characters are just a bit too powerful at all times. I know some of the other games are harder, but in my experience, I've been able to go through the game so leisurely that I got bored.
Yeah.
So if they were to put a Tales of character into Smash, the new one on the Switch, which one do you think has the biggest chance of getting in? Because I know they put Lloyd in as a Mii costume in the Wii U and 3DS version.
I would definitely see Lloyd. That seems to be the most likely.
Yeah, honestly, and even though I haven't finished Symphonia, though I've watched the entire SGB walkthrough, yeah, I think Lloyd's probably my favorite protagonist. Fight me. And two, there's been on Super Smash Flash 2, he's actually a playable character in there on the online fan game, and he's actually pretty good. So I don't see why I can't see why they can put him in Smash since his debut game was on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down for a Tales of character in Smash. The thing that bothered me about Smash for Wii U and 3DS was they had 2 Capcom characters and 2 Sega characters, but only 1 Bandai Namco character in the form of Pac-Man. And I always thought, well, that doesn't really balance out. They should put another Bandai Namco. character in there, and then they put fucking Cloud in, and I was like, oh, well, shit.
Now, I have a question for you. Do you think this the next Smash Brothers will have too many anime boys with swords again?
Oh, I don't care. I think that whole argument is silly in the first place, because it's
Same here.
I remember reading on Nintendo Life forums, like, someone was being sarcastic and saying, oh, Mario should be in the next Smash, and then someone replied, nah, he'd just be another person that punches things. We have too many people that punches things, and I think that represents the argument against swordsmen perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes, but I still think that it's too much of the same type of weapon. Like if with Fire Emblem characters, I'd like to see an axe wielder or something.
Wielder, or magic.
Yeah, just like something different.
Well, no, I agree with that, but I mean, like, if you look at the actual swordsmen, like, putting aside the fact that there are 3 clones of Fire Emblem characters, and
with different properties.
If you look at them, they are pretty different, because you look at Cloud, and his moveset is completely different from Robin. You look at Robin, his moveset is completely different from Ike. You know what I'm saying? Like, Robin and Cloud don't even have counters. And Link, too. Link, don't forget Link. He was the original swordsman, and he doesn't have a counter, and he plays completely differently from the others.
It's also because it doesn't look traditionally Nintendo, and so they stand out a lot more.
Oh, well, what's traditionally Nintendo is changing all the time.
Oh no, yeah, I get it. But like when you see anime boys with swords, you think of anime fighter. I think is like what people notice more. They think of more the 2D stuff, or like I guess now 3D with like Dragon Ball Z Fighters, which is a beautiful game.
It is.
There's no interest in buying it, but a beautiful game.
Oh, you should play it. It's great.
Oh,
no, I've played it. It's actually a lot of fun.
I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball, though.
I'm not either, but the game was actually really fun, Jack. You should definitely give it a try.
But I like it, though. I'm not the biggest fan of it either.
It's the game I will go to my friend's house to play, and I think that's where it stands.
Yeah, if you say so. I think that's
a lot of fighting games. Like the only reason why I got Persona 4 or the Persona Arena games because I love Persona, and that's basically the only reason.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. The only reason I really got into fighting Climax was because I'm a huge anime nerd, so I guess I can't fault you for that. And the main reason I got into Smash was because I'm a huge Nintendo nerd, so.
I do want to see, like, I am curious, though, about all the shitty anime fighters out there, because apparently that was a large subgenre. Also, really bad RPGs.
You mean J-Stars, Jack?
Oh yeah, it's Shonen Jump fighting game. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember Jack saying that was shit, and I was like, I'll try it myself. And I tried it myself, and I was like, wow, this is not nearly as fun as the other anime fighting games I've played.
There is one anime fighting game I'm super excited about. My Hero Academia is the PS4 game is coming to the US, and I'm so excited. I did not expect it to come to the US at all, and it looks pretty, and I just want to see my boys fight.
All right, so here's my deal with that. If it gets positives, wow, okay, I just had a complete voice wreck there. Let me start over. If it gets good reviews when it comes out, I will pick it up on the Switch. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't get good reviews, I'll be disappointed.
I mean, I don't expect a lot, but it looks neato.
Yeah, it does.
I'm also like a huge fan of My Hero Academia, like regardless.
Oh, I really like My Hero Academia.
I like it too. I like it too. Though honestly, at least in my opinion, like don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like it too. But like, okay, like it gets so much praise. I'm just like to the point. Okay, we get it. It's good. I think
it gets praise in sometimes the wrong places. To be honest, like I think a lot of the critics, I think, have properly explain stuff. But when I talk to the layman about it, oftentimes one thing I hate a lot is that people love Bakugo because of his character development, and I'm like, fuck you. He bullied and assaulted Deku for most of his childhood. I'm not forgiving this asshole.
I actually fucking hate Bakugo, to be honest.
I know, I hate him too. He's a fucking bully.
Hear me out. I'm not too much. He's not okay. How do I say this? I admit he has like really cool powers and all that stuff, and I don't blame you guys for hating him because honestly, I didn't like him at first. But honestly, he's becoming more tolerable and at least in my opinion, he's becoming more tolerable for me.
Oh no, yeah, I love the character development and where it's heading, and eventually I assume he will be a cool person, but he's still not there for me yet because he's a bully, and he's still a bully.
Yeah, he's just not there yet. At some point, he will be.
I do kind of appreciate the subtleties, though. Like, there are some moments with his character that he clearly is antisocial. Like, no one in the class likes him, but he kind of doesn't care.
Yeah.
By the way, does anyone else think it's weird that the game is being localized as My Hero One's Justice and not My Hero Academia One's Justice?
I don't know why that's a thing. Hopefully they change it. I don't... I don't know why it's doing that.
I think the rumor going around right now is that's because of a licensing issue. Because if you remember back when the Attack on Titan 3DS game came out, in Europe, it was actually released as Shingeki no Kyojin, the Japanese name, because they apparently couldn't use the Attack on Titan name in Europe for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah, that could be it. Oh man. I do wish there were a lot more better games, not better games coming out. I don't know. I feel like I don't see as many games being based off of shows and stuff in America being localized, and I really just want to play shitty visual novels of my favorite slice of life animes without having to fucking download a patch for it online that may or may not work.
Well, I mean, there's that, and there's also the fact that, for the most part, a lot of the anime adaptations of those shows are normally garbage compared to the original source material anyway.
Yeah, and actually, that's why I like the visual novels, too, because they actually add on to the story more sometimes. Like, or you just, you get to have, like, a more fun sort of adventure-style version of the story. Yeah. My teen romantic comedy Snafu had a visual novel, and I haven't played it, but you get to date, I think, like, a lot of the other girls, which means I actually get to, see their characters and not just, kind of wonder about it because they only got another... I don't know if they're getting a third season, but they should get a third season.
I mean, yeah, but that is a visual novel that was made that's based off an already existing property. It didn't start as a visual novel.
Oh, yeah, but that's why I appreciate them. Also, like the Digimon games. The Digimon games have been localized more. I want more remakes of like the other Digimon PSP games.
Honestly,
that's never gonna happen.
Honestly, it's mostly Namco Bandai that's doing all of these anime games localizations.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
Like, thank goodness a lot of them go in their hands, because if it was anyone else, they probably wouldn't get localized. Except for Steins Gate, that one's getting localized, and I'm so glad because the anime is actually really good.
Yeah.
I still need to watch that. I know I have a lot of things to do.
Dude, it is, in my opinion, a 10 out of 10 anime. You should definitely check it out.
Because all I got was that one scene that Colin showed me. And it looks pretty interesting since I saw that scene.
Yeah, definitely a classic.
They recently put it on Crunchyroll for the first time. Like, it was originally only on, like, Hulu and stuff, but they recently put it on Crunchyroll because of the whole Funimation and Crunchyroll partnership. So that's nice.
Yeah. I guess it's I don't know. I know we're talking about anime while it's game talk, which is weird.
I mean, I'm thinking of changing the title at some point, so whatever. But that's why I'm not saying the name in the podcast so much, is because I don't want these older episodes to age poorly.
Yeah,
it could be both.
But for Persona 5 got an anime adaptation, and I'm excited mostly because they actually have a director that knows what they're doing, and it looks semi decent. Not like it looks good. I just.
So I'm watching the anime with absolutely no knowledge of what happens in the storyline of the game whatsoever. So I'm going through it with a completely different perspective from you, Jack. And actually, it'd be nice to talk about it with you on the next podcast episode.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet. I was saying maybe I want to play the game first before I watch the rest of it. But that's just me. That's kind of just me. And
since we're early on in the series, the anime series so far, let's go ahead and talk about real quick, Jack. What did you think of the first two episodes as someone who has played the game?
The first 2 episodes are very accurate to the events in the game, which is good, but it does have the issue of just being way too fast. Like, Persona has a slow burn effect, and the anime adaptation does a good job of, like, cutting the fat, and actually in really creative ways. Like, there's many scenes that are completely changed just for the sake of it being an anime adaptation versus a game adaptation. The animation's fantastic. The directing is really cool. There's like a lot of cool cinematography in there, which I wasn't expecting because the previous Persona games adaptations had sort of poor looking cinematography, except for the movies, of course. But no, it's pretty good. I just hope it slows down a bit after like the first arc, because it's kind of moving at a breakneck pace, which I'm not too excited about.
You know, speaking of the animation part of the anime, I was on YouTube and one of my subscriptions already made a video about the all-out attack scene from episode 2.
Oh, it's disgusting.
He didn't like it. He didn't.
Oh, it's gross. It's so much worse than in the game. Like why wouldn't you just copy the graphics from the game like you did for literally everything else?
Like in Persona 4.
Yeah. Also, the opening was disappointing. I love the song. The actual like opening is clearly just reused footage, and I'm not a fan.
Okay, I agree with everything you said, Jack. But to add on to that, I want to say that this is literally something they cannot avoid. They literally cannot avoid this, but still something I want to point out. It's very clearly, just from the protagonist alone, it's very clearly in a video game adaptation.
Oh yeah.
Like there is like barely any input coming out of that main character, so you can tell that he's clearly supposed to be a mostly silent protagonist, but they're putting words into his mouth because it is a different medium, and you can tell that he was originally not an anime character. And
he might change though, because in Persona 4 the animation, Yu was the same way, but he became a lot more quirky, and the animated adaptation's version of it.
He was so much more lively. It was almost hilarious, especially with the King's Game scene. That was great.
Yeah.
All right, I hope so, because
yeah. And in Persona 3, the protagonist is also just a depressed person, and I'm like, I get you, because he's supposed to be depressed and sad. That's just how he is.
Voiced by Yuri Lowenthal.
And I was also going to point out that you already did it before I could get to it, but that fight scene, that is very clearly like trying to be like, hey, look, we're just like the game, and it's like a 2-second scene, and it's like, wow, you guys barely did any fighting at all whatsoever. And then he does that thing where he pulls his glove up, and it's like, hey, look, that's one scene from the game, and it's like,
I do appreciate that they actually kind of paid attention to the fact that the weaknesses are accurate, and the enemies actually get knocked down. It's like a small thing, but it made me happy.
I mean, yeah, but like I already forgot basically that entire fight scene, apart from like him pulling the glove up and like, oh look, it's the results screen music.
Yeah. I do hope they do a lot more once they get more characters, because you're supposed to be infiltrating the whole like castle place, and I hope they do a lot more with the infiltration part rather than the battling part, because that's not really the most exciting part of the Persona games. It's the characters, and in Persona 5, it's actually the dungeon design is great, and I love it. Which I did finish that. I know you asked me on Facebook if I finished the game. I did finish it.
Yeah.
Because I got a PS4, so I was able to play it all the way through. Finally.
Congratulations, man. I'm sorry you had to start over from the very beginning, though. That must have sucked.
It made me. It was oddly nostalgic, even though it wasn't even out for that long. Like I don't know. I think it's because I started it around January. But playing it through again, I'm like, it was just fun. Like I lost track of time again, and I don't know exactly what Persona does to hook me in its gameplay loop. Like I love its story, but like it makes me forget that time is passing, which doesn't happen a lot with games. That happened with Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia.
Yeah.
That happened to me with SteamWorld Dig and SteamWorld Dig 2. Like, I could not pull myself away from, what's the first game, the 3DS, the second game, Switch. I couldn't pull myself away from the system the entire time I was playing those games. Because for me, whatever the gameplay loop, it was just so addicting. Whatever it was, I don't know what it was. but just pulled me in and it grabbed me, and I couldn't play any other game while I was playing those games. That's how much I was addicted to those games, and I don't know what it was about it, but it was just so good. I loved it.
Basically with me with Awakening, like my gosh, people, I put like 110 hours into that game. I tried to max out everyone out, like to have everyone reach freaking 80. Like
I did the same thing. I did the same thing. The thing with Awakening was, at first, I took a break from it to play Project Cross Zone because that had just come out, and I was like, oh, all right, I gotta play this game. And then after I was done with it, I went back to Awakening, and I played a little bit of Animal Crossing New Leaf because that was out around the same time that I got Project Cross Zone. And when I really got into Awakening, I got really into it. So, which is funny looking back because Awakening characters are in Project Cross Zone too, but that's neither here nor there.
Closest thing I will ever get to a Fire Emblem Tales of crossover. I've always wanted like a Fire Emblem and Tales of crossover. Just someone make it happen.
I was so disappointed when I found out that there was a. I was so disappointed when I found out there was a Fire Emblem and Pokemon crossover game in development that got canceled. I was like, really? Come on, that would have been awesome. I hope they pick it up again sometime, but
that would be nice.
Oh yeah, so I know Douglas watched it, but Jack, did you watch the Nintendo Direct that happened a few weeks ago? Or did you just get... So you just got
the news.
So you just got the news afterwards?
Yeah, I just looked through like my YouTube feed and I'm like, Game Explain, and I'm good.
Okay. I like to watch them live. Something about watching them live always just feels really good. Like, yeah, I get to experience this with everyone else, which is something I didn't really get to experience with the Nintendo Direct Mini, but that's neither here nor there. But
yeah.
But yeah, this might sound crazy to you guys, but I think my personal highlights of that Direct were probably WarioWare Gold and the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy.
I'm actually pretty excited for the WarioWare game. I just have missed I missed playing it.
I don't talk about this
on Game Boy.
I don't talk about this a lot, but WarioWare is actually my favorite Game Boy Advance game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's one of my favorite series overall.
Ah, nice.
I think it's kind of underrated in a lot of ways, but I'm like its representation in Smash, for example. But yeah, I would love. I love that it's a combination of all of the previous ones. Like you have the tilt controls, the touch controls, and the camera, and like they're literally pulling from every game in the series, along with some new ones, just like Rhythm Heaven Megamix.
Yeah.
So I am totally down for this game. Like, you give it to me yesterday already.
I don't know what just happened. You guys just cut out on my end. I didn't hear a lot of that. I guess I can just look at the recording after that, but just want to let you know.
So long story short, it's been a long time since the last WarioWare game. It's one of my favorite series, and I am hyped for this new one.
Yeah. I don't know if really anything grabbed me for that. We'll take out the Smash thing, because for me and Colin, we were both waiting for the new Fire Emblem to be announced.
Yeah. If you actually look at that recording, if you go back and look at our reactions that Douglas, Alex, and I did, you can actually see me like biting my lip when it shows Splatoon, and I'm like, holy shit, was I really that salty about it not being Fire Emblem? I was like, I didn't realize how upset I was at the time until I looked back. And then it turned out to be Smash, and then I was okay again, so it's fine.
I really just want them to announce like the Fire Emblem, like, you know, I want to see something. I want to see.
They literally announced it. More than a year ago in that Fire Emblem Direct. They were like, a new game, a brand new main series game is coming to the Switch. And I'm like, all right, I'm sure they'll talk about it soon after Warriors comes out. And we haven't heard a damn thing about it since like literally a year ago. They announced it, and then they have not shown any gameplay, no details about the story, nothing. And I'm like, holy crap. Has this ever happened before with a Fire Emblem game?
It was like, I was hoping they were going to say something about it, but like, okay, I guess not.
It's like 3 directs have come by, 3 Nintendo directs where I expected them to talk about it, and they just did not talk about it. At this point, I'm pretty sure it's delayed to 2019. Or if it's not delayed to 2019, it will be the shortest time we've had since a trailer, like the first official details about the game, and its release date since Shadows of Valentia, really. Because that game was announced, and then it came out 4 months or so after its announcement. And that was really short.
Yeah.
I do think that they are. I do know, or at least I'd like to believe that they're working really hard on it. And maybe it's just because it is such a new platform. They haven't worked on a console game in a while.
Yeah, the last one they did was Radiant Dawn on the Wii.
Yeah, so maybe they need to brush up their brush up a new engine and everything, which I wouldn't be completely surprised about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to look beautiful, man. Like, if you look at Warriors and even Smash 4 even, and you see these, like, characters from Awakening in HD, it's like, man, this game is going to look so good.
Do you know how happy I was when I finally saw my girl Tharja in 3D?
I thought you were, I kid you not, Douglas, I thought you were going to follow that do you know with the way, and I was going to be really mad.
No. But I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks good. And I get to hear this, and I saw some of her supports that she has on YouTube. And this is something I wanted, to hear Stephanie Shea's voicing the entire lines she has in her conversations. I'm like, this is something I wanted.
That's another thing I hope for the new Fire Emblem is that with Echoes and Warriors, I should clarify, Echoes is what I call Shadows of Valentia for the most part. Yeah. But if they release another Echoes that's like Binding Blade or whatever, I'll start calling it Shadows of Valentia. But it's the only Echoes we have right now, so I'm calling it Echoes for short. Yeah. One thing that Echoes and Warriors both had was complete full voice acting. And I really want for that to return, because that was really awesome. That was really, in my opinion, high-quality voice work. Something that we don't get from Nintendo games very often. I think the last one was Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
We need high-quality full voice work for the next Fire Emblem game. Please.
Which is why this is kind of like what I was happy when Arc System released that they were returning with the dub for Blaze Blue, because in my opinion, Blaze Blue is one of my favorite dubbed works.
Yo, is there something on fire?
Yeah, I heard that too. Is that you, Douglas?
That's coming from my mom's TV.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. I'm like, you should probably attend to that. I would hope. It's just like everything's burning around you. It's fine.
This is fine.
This is fun.
Yeah. For Blaze Blue, though, that's a crossover game that they're doing now. So, and Ruby is one of the series, and that is an American series. So I would have totally expected that to get dubbed to begin with, honestly, because most people associate the Ruby characters with English. So.
That and the Blaze Blue and Persona cast were both dubbed. The only newcomers that came out were freaking the Under Night In-Birth cast, because when you get the games, they're all Japanese. They're all Japanese dubbed. They're all subbed voices. So you got to watch that. And I've heard some of the dub voices. I really like them. I can't believe that they got freaking Ian Sinclair, the voice of Berkut, to play my favorite character, Gordo. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is awesome. We get Grim Dandy.
You see, you say Berkut, and when I hear Ian Sinclair, the first person that comes to mind is, Dandy.
Yeah, it was like Space Dandy. That's the good memories. I want to think of the good memories.
Oh yeah, Jack. So this has nothing to do with anything right now, but what did you think of Berkut as a character in Echoes? Because I actually hate him.
Hold up. I know the name. I'm trying to put it to a face.
I guess he's a good villain because I hate him, but...
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I didn't think he was interesting.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting opinion, because I see praises with Berkut over and over. Though me personally, I still haven't gotten to anything where he does anything insanely bad yet. I've just seen his introduction Now he's still kind of a douche to country people. I'm just like, you know what?
Douglas, when you see the Ding, you will understand why I dislike him so much.
Yeah. I'm kind of hyping. I'm kind of preparing myself for that.
Are you kind of excited about what he's going to do?
I wouldn't. Dude, I mean, when it comes to me, when I think of a good villain, in my opinion, it doesn't have to be anyone I usually just hate. In fact, it does kind of the opposite effect for me.
I mean, Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people love Eggman, but he's just not really that much of a threat. He's just a memorable character.
Yeah. It's kind of like me with the Black Knight in the Fire Emblem.
Oh, hey, BT Dubs, House is like saying if you should join or not.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. I saw you typing. I thought you were going to put something in there.
Yeah, no, I was waiting to talk first.
Okay, let me get in here. Let me get in the. Go and give a message.
Are you guys expecting me to say something?
Yes, it's your podcast.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Hello, House.
What's up?
Hey.
Oh, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish I had like a soundboard so I could have like applause happen when he pops in.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be sweet.
You should do that. Set that up for next episode.
Yeah. Actually, Douglas, do you watch the Mario Mania?
No.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. I don't know what Johnny has to like use the soundboard with, but I want that.
Oh yeah, the Mario Mania. What was that? One of his reviews, or was that one of the SGB playthroughs?
Oh, that was the he did a 24-hour marathon through a bunch of the Mario games.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I mainly just watch his reviews, to be honest.
I mostly watch. I watch it as background noise, but it's fucking hilarious. I love it. There's a cut down. There's a 4-hour highlights on his channel.
I need to look that up.
Oh, so getting back to the topic of the Nintendo Direct, Jack, did you have any favorite announcement from there?
Not really. I mean, I guess Dark Souls would be the closest, mostly because I had a stream where I jokingly said, "Oh man, are you guys excited about Dark Souls on the Switch?" months before it was even close to being announced.
Oh yeah,
so I was just like, yeah.
I remember that stream. I was actually watching that stream.
Yeah, I remember.
I saw that stream. I was happy for a second, then I was kind of disappointed. Like, oh, Dark Souls.
Oh, you mean the Direct? You mean the Direct? Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, because I told the guys on the chat that at first, no joke, I was just desperate. I thought it was Fire Emblem for a second. But I'm like, nope, that's Dark Souls.
Yeah, and I was there looking at you, and I was like, you realize this art style is nothing like Fire Emblem, right?
Hey, man,
Fire Emblem is becoming gritty.
Hey, dude, we still haven't had that edgy protagonist.
Hashtag not my Fire Emblem. Hashtag make Fire Emblem great again.
We haven't had that.
If Fire Emblem had a gritty American reboot,
it would just be Arthur. It would be Arthur, like, for great justice. It'll be like the Batman of Fire Emblem.
Jerome.
Oh, Jerome. And then you have Batman, which is Jerome, and then you have Robin, which is Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dark Souls, huh? That got delayed, actually. Now that you mention it. The Switch version specifically got delayed. And the Solaire amiibo, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm still surprised we have an amiibo of that now.
I mean, we got a Shovel Knight amiibo and some Monster Hunter amiibo, so it's not that big of a surprise for me. But
true, I expected from companies like that, not Dark Souls. Never thought I'd get a Solaris.
I mean, hey, any cool figurine can basically just put like the little stand on the bottom, and then you're good.
I mean, this is a series that Nintendo fans aren't very familiar with, though, right? So if they're trying to get a new audience, which is Nintendo fans, putting an amiibo would basically be like, hey, this is part of the Nintendo family now. You guys should check it out, or something like that. I don't know.
This is one of those ports that is just more of like, might as well, because it's basically the Xbox 360 version that's slightly better. Like, if you check up the Digital Foundry video on it, like, it's not that much better in terms of, like, graphical quality, just a frame rate more stable. And that's about it. That's basically the whole difference.
Well, the main selling point about it being on the Switch would be that it's portable anyway. I mean, if you're buying the Switch version, you're buying it because you want to be able to play it while you're not at the house, not because you want the best graphics.
Yeah, I do have to make one argument, though, and this is, like, whenever I get around to fucking making a Switch review. I don't get the idea of a lot of these games being portable, mainly because a lot of the idea of portability is just the pick up and play nature of some games. And I say this for even games that are meant for, like, the 3DS. Like, some RPGs are just not pick up and play RPGs. I do not think that Dark Souls is a pick up and play game for, like, on the car or on the bus or something. Like, it just, there's too much involved. And you, like, also it scares the fuck out of you sometimes. So, you know, that's not great in public spaces.
Well, I mean, would you make the same argument about it not being a pick up and play for Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
Really? Because I played Breath of the Wild mostly on the go when I'm not at home. And I didn't really have that much of a problem with it. In fact, I appreciated it because I couldn't, like, always stay at home and play it on the TV all of the time, you know? So...
yeah, I mean, I guess this is also my preferences because, like, even when I had my DS around with me all the time, I really didn't play it all that much. But there's just the mentality behind games on the Switch basically means you can forego any sort of game design leaning to portability, I think is the main thing that bugs me, which is kind of it's not the biggest issue in the world, but it's, I don't know, it's weird. I guess I just like sitting down for longer play sessions and I get on the bus.
I don't know, maybe I really like the concept of being able to play, like, the new main series Pokemon or the new main series Fire Emblem on a TV, and then take a big 3D Mario game or a big 3D Zelda game on the go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just something about that, like switching around is really cool to me.
Guess what console also did that? The Vita.
Yeah, the Vita. Yeah, that success story right there.
Sad. I know, but it made me so frustrated because I'm like, the Switch is just the Vita. The Vita was a portable PS3.
But Jack, it didn't have Zelda.
Yes, it just had shitty anime games.
And Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And Rayman.
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
Same story with the PSP. Like, the PSP was basically a portable PS2. The 3DS is a portable GameCube, etc., etc.
The DS was a portable N64, but most developers ignored that and instead made SNES games. I'm like, fuck. The only N64-like game we got was, ironically, Super Mario 64 DS.
I mean, the graphical quality of the DS is actually more comparable to the PlayStation 1, I think, than the N64.
That's fair, but I'm comparing it mostly in terms of Nintendo systems, because a lot of people say the 3DS is more like the PS2.
Yeah. But, you know, yeah, I mean, to be fair, there actually has been a couple PS2 games on it. But no, yeah, like, you know...
was Tales of the Abyss a PS2 game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
But basically, like, my whole argument for whenever I do the review is, like, this is nothing new. I mean, it's kind of new in the fact that you can... But it's literally one step removed, I guess. And I think that I think people oversell the value of portability. I appreciate it more as a portable console that I can play on my TV because I don't leave my room.
All right. Well, I guess for most people it's more along the lines of,
it's just another fantastic new Nintendo console, I think is what I think, but it is very marketable, which is, you know.
Well, also they're putting more effort into marketing it than they ever did the Wii U for whatever reason. So.
Oh, definitely.
God, that seems like such a long time ago when the Wii U was announced, and the only thing I was excited for was Pikmin 3, and there's literally nothing else I was happy about. I knew the new Zelda wasn't going to come out immediately. But yeah, no, that seems like way too long ago.
What are you talking about, Jack? There was never a new Zelda on the Wii U. There was only a Switch Zelda.
The one true Zelda.
The one true Zelda's the Switch version. Actually, I know Alex got the Wii U version, but...
I wanted to get the Wii U version, but I got the Switch, like, really quickly, so I'm like, I might as well just get it then. Although I didn't actually get it for a while. Like, I mostly just played Splatoon 2 on my Switch when I got it originally, which I got back into. I haven't played as an Octoling yet, but yeah, I'm back into Splatoon 2 after like a long dry spell of not playing it.
Zelda,
and I feel like...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I just all my skills have like totally disappeared. Pro sniper, and I used to really know how to use my, but now I'm just like I don't know what I'm doing. I've been like it's it's a problem. Like I'm playing Overwatch every night for the past 4 months, I think, and then I went, what is happening, mates? Why are you going there? Why aren't you covering my bases?
Well, Splatoon is a much different game from Overwatch, Jack.
I do understand that, but actually, it's a team-based shooter. So a lot of the things that a lot of things that I expected to have from Overwatch, like communication and team compositions with the weapons, doesn't exist. And I can't tell you how frustrating it would be, because I'm like, if we set this up right, we can have 2 people in the front and then like 2 people in the back, and then we kind of like, and we can have this whole strategy going on. But then I'd be talking to like an 8-year-old, so I guess that would have.
Jack. But Jack, there's one thing you forgot.
What?
You forgot that Splatoon is missing the play of the game.
That's the only difference. I miss the PvE mode in Splatoon. It's so good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Also heard Splatoon 2 has an inferior story mode to the original Splatoon, or more specifically, an inferior final boss.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's disappointing. Why would they make a worse final boss?
Hey, I think I mentioned this last podcast, but I did 1000% Splatoon 2. So I went through that entire game with every single weapon available, each and every level, which is 9 times every stage. That literally took me 20 hours.
I forgot you could 1000% Splatoon 2. Or Splatoon 1. I mean, I think you can Splatoon 2 also.
Yeah, Splatoon 1, I didn't do it because I didn't care. I just wanted to play the game, because I jumped into the multiplayer. I didn't get into the campaign until I got like home, because I bought it on a trip. Which was kind of funny. Like I was in New York, and then I downloaded it instead of buying it at the Nintendo store, which was dumb of me. But yeah, no, I played it on a trip, and then I got really good. I stayed up all night playing sniper, and then I got hooked.
For me, it's the roller. I can't use anything higher than the roller.
What are you, a scrub?
What a funny joke, Jack.
But no, I can't use the roller, actually. I'm the exact opposite. I have no idea how to properly play with it.
It's like, I can't be good with anything higher than roller. Anything else I use, I just suck with. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because the roller was the first one I tried.
Mm-hmm.
I barely played it all. I don't even know what the names of the weapons are, but I was best with the 2-handed guns. Like
The dualies.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. I wanted to be excited for the dualies. It happened again where I'm like, I don't know how to use this. I really like the concept though, and anyone good at the dualies kicks my ass every time. But because as a Splatling gun player, you're slow and you're not as mobile as the other short range weapons, so you have to play at a distance, which is kind of difficult when everybody is a long distance character, and then you just see a bunch of Splatling guns and arrow sprays guys come towards you, and like I can't survive this. I'm going to die.
Yeah, everyone's a long distance player, like those rollers.
But yeah, no, long distance. Although like rollers, I find is less, is not as good in ranked mode, and I don't know. I wish there were better ways of like balancing those game modes out where every weapon's applicable, but not really. Like the sniper is not good in in the regular game at all. Like it's really not, unless you're like really really good and just never let the team get out of spawn. It's really not a point in playing the sniper.
Sniper, no sniping.
That's what happened to me. This is what happens when I leave the game for basically a year.
Prep.
Also, I did shortly go back on the original Splatoon as the servers are, I think they were up. Like this was a while ago. It feels really different. Like Splatoon 2 like is definitely better like mechanically. Like I like Splatoon 2 how it controls the weapons a lot better. You know, I didn't, even though in Splatoon 1 it is kind of fun to just be a super OP with the like the rocket launcher and everything. I appreciate what Splatoon 2 did. Like, I'm really excited for 3 whenever that comes out for the next console.
I remember when Splatoon was first shown off on the Switch, and people were like, "Well, how the hell is this going to work with just one screen?" Because on the original Splatoon, you had the map always on the gamepad, and if you wanted to like warp somewhere or see where your teammates were, you had to always look at use the touchscreen, and I like the way they implemented it in 2. It was
I do miss it. I miss that a lot. Like I miss like the 3DS. It's not dead. But, like having 2 screens. Like the second screen having a map is so like perfect.
No, I agree. I miss 2 screens too, but it's weird to go back to like the Game Boy Advance days where it was only 1 screen. But after so long with 2 screens. But yeah, I'm just saying that the way they implemented the map in Splatoon 2 was a nice compromise to not having a second screen. It works a lot better than I thought it would have.
Yeah, and also, you know, I didn't really need to look at the map all that often, to be fair. Like, it wasn't necessary for me. I mean, even in Splatoon 2, I basically never use it because I can get a pretty good. I know the game well enough that I don't even have to look at it. I'm like, okay, I know we're losing. I know where they're going. The only time I use it for is kind of using the using squid form to like get on the place quickly. But I don't even use that often because I'm more likely gonna die than successfully get somewhere farther.
Yeah.
So it just depends on like what weapon you have and your play style. Like I always play super long ranged weapons, so there's really no reason for me to get up close.
So the main thing for me like is it's like we know Ace Attorney, Fire Emblem, and Pokemon are coming to the Switch sometime in the next few years. It's just going to be so weird having played all those games on the 3DS to suddenly having a one-screen experience for them.
I don't know if Ace Attorney is going to have touchscreen mechanics anymore. Like, it can't.
It can't.
Like,
well, no, wait. It can, because it would just... Have you ever played or looked at footage of the mobile versions of those games?
Oh, no, yeah, I played them. I own it. I own everything.
I mean, they would just do it like any other game on the Switch, where there are touch options. Like... I know Okami and The World Ends With You on the Switch have touch options, but they're mainly optional. Like, they're only available in handheld mode, obviously. So, I'd imagine Ace Attorney would be the same way.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm not, you know, it's weird. I think Ace Attorney has gone long enough, and I like the newer games, but... And I you know, I'm still a huge fan, but I think I have a little bit of series fatigue, where it's just like can we wait like a longer? I don't feel like the story is really going anywhere. Like it's not a trilogy. It's just like kind of game by game basis now. There's not like a long running narrative of character development or anything. It's just sort of.
Did you play Spirit of Justice?
Yeah. I mean, that was nice. I just, I just don't feel like I'm getting as much as I did from the original trilogy. I'm not getting the spark again.
It doesn't feel like it's world building quite as much.
I still need to play that series. I think I still need to.
Then let's spoil it all now.
Yeah,
well, you don't have to.
I'm just interested in where the story would go after the events of the ending of Spirit of Justice. Like, so are they going to focus on Phoenix or Apollo now? Are they going to do, like, both again? Like, how is this going to work? Without spoiling anything about the story for Douglas, but, like, I'm just interested in how that would work.
I'd like to see, I don't know. I don't even know what I'd like to see. I think it's just because it's like, it's everything seems episodic, I guess. A lot more episodic cases. Case by case, I guess. But
I mean, you could say this. You could say the same thing about the Miles Edgeworth and the Great Ace Attorney games, but that doesn't really make them any worse. Well, actually, no, not for Great Ace Attorney, because I haven't played that myself, but...
Okay, I do have to say one thing. I know, Douglas, you haven't played it. Investigations has the longest, most drawn-out, boring, terrible ending that I've ever played and experienced. It took me 5 hours when I already figured out who the killer was. And everybody else knew!
I agree it was drawn out. I agree it was drawn out. I didn't really mind it being drawn out, though, because I'm pretty used to Ace Attorney's endings always being really long.
Okay,
when you don't expect them to be.
But here's the problem. There's literally a scene where the villains is like, nah, I ain't dealing with your crap. He walks to his car. He's completely safe. And then Edgeworth is like, stop! Wait! I have more evidence. And the old man is just like, okay, fine. Let's do this again. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go through another 2 hours of goddamn fucking debating. I've already...
you spoiled it. You said old man. Now he knows the killer is an old man.
There's too many old men in the game.
The judge did it.
Fine. The
judge did it.
But no, that's what I loved Investigations.
That'll be the final boss of the entire series. The judge did it.
Though I'm saying this, I'm calling this right now, guys. Even though I haven't played a single Ace Attorney game yet, that one chick's gonna be in jail again in the next game. I'm gonna say it now. Be arrested.
Which one?
That one.
Maya? You mean Maya?
Maya.
Oh yeah. Took me a second. I'm like, oh yeah.
The token female
that you have to rescue.
Yeah.
Rescue the princess. Every game has one. I don't know. Jack, I felt kind of like I agree with you, but at the same time I kind of disagree with you, because it was like, it felt like a trilogy after you beat Spirit of Justice, but like in between, like, what was it, Dual Destinies? That felt episodic. That felt like an episodic game. So I agree with you on that, but it felt like after beating Spirit of Justice that it felt like, oh, well, this is the end of a trilogy. To me, at least.
Maybe I should play the games again, like, in a row. Maybe that'll feel better about it. Because, I didn't play Dual Destinies right before Spirit of Justice. I just sort of played Spirit of Justice.
I did. I actually kind of rushed through Dual Destinies in order to get to Spirit of Justice on launch day.
Mm-hmm.
So, I actually did play all those games in a row. So
yeah, it would be probably a good time for me to, maybe like buy a really cheap iPad so I can get the iOS version downloaded, because I bought the iOS version. I don't even have an Apple product to use it on, but I have an Apple account.
Well, the entire series, except for like Investigations, is on the 3DS now, so you can just download the entire, like, all 6 games.
No, you don't. I don't think you heard me when I said I own everything.
Oh, I heard you. You're just not acknowledging that they're on the 3DS.
No, I know I know it's on the 3DS. I think it'd be just a good time for me to play through a different type. Like, if I play it on the iPad, it's just different.
Different experience, slightly different experience instead of just being the exact same thing.
Also, it looks better. It just straight up looks better.
Yeah, I said that on when the Apollo Justice released on the 3DS, I was like, wow, these graphics look so much better. And someone replied to me like, I disagree. The DS version looks better. I'm like, really? Okay, that's your opinion, man.
Was that me?
Was that you? I don't think it was you.
Okay. Actually, I think that was the case for the original HD trilogy. I think it looks bad. But the Apollo Justice does a lot better job of kind of making I think it's because they were working with higher quality assets to begin with, that the art style, that like it looks cleaner without it making like super duper clean. Like I don't like the concept art for Ace Attorney, to be fair. Like I don't like the concept art, but the sprite work is fantastic.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't play the 3DS version of Ace Attorney. I mean, Apollo Justice. I played the DS version. My comment was just based off of screenshots of the 3DS version, and I thought the screenshots of the 3DS version looked better than the DS version.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like the Apollo Justice does look better. I just wish they would improve the frame rate of some of the animations.
I kind of like how choppy they look. Like it has that like. It looks
too choppy. Like sometimes it's good. Like when they point, oh man, beautiful every time. But like even like the CG ones, when they're or the 3D models, like they're snappy.
Oh, those?
They still look pretty snappy, but they still have loads of frames of animation. I just like to see more of the 2D stuff.
Oh, I don't know if they improved the CG in Apollo Justice on the 3DS. They might have.
Not CG. No, I mean like when you look at Dual Destinies and like the 3D models, they're smooth. Like it looks smooth, but they still like the animations themselves, like they still feel right. So I think that like I don't know. I think I wanted more out of the remake than I would ever expect to get. I just want to see the 2D games look like an anime that's not the anime.
Better animation than the anime.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that was worked on by A1 Pictures. What the hell?
What I don't. They gave it to their B team. Like I don't know why they made it look like it's not even. I think my main problem with it is that it's not even creative with its stuff. It's literally a boring courtroom scene, which sure in the games is passable, but in anime they don't even try anything like interesting with the shots or.
But
it's like it's cool to see like the scenes in the anime form, like seeing them do more than just look at a background with the characters like image in front, But at the same time, it could have looked better, looked prettier.
But if I have to give that anime something, it's the fact that each lawyer can airbend when they object.
Oh man, that joke.
Oh no, okay, yeah, that's pretty funny. There are some pretty neat details. Like I think A1 Pictures adaptations always have this, where they always have like one or like a couple of really neat details that I really like, but it's just not enough. Like it's not worth sitting through the several hours just going through a story that I know is just better told in game form.
Yeah, I think House was feeling the same way about it.
Yeah, more or less.
Like I have to go back to Persona. Like the Persona series, I feel like the anime adaptations of it does enough different for me that I don't feel, and also it's like an 80-hour long game, so I get it's having it shortened down and cutting down the bullshit is kind of nice.
Oh yeah, and Persona 5 is animated by A1 Pictures too, and it looks miles better than Ace Attorney.
Oh my god, I wanted to make a video on that. Like I was so like worried. I was so worried because Persona 4 Golden, the animation looked not terrible, but it didn't look as good as the trailer made it out to look.
That's disappointing. I hate it when that happens.
So there's just so many blobs. Too many blobs. Like it's not even like, it's not even like I was trying to look at them. There's just like they just not consistent models in all like almost every wide shot. The artwork was good. Like whenever they had close-ups of the characters, like it looked a lot more accurate to the artwork than the original Persona 4 the animation. And some scenes look really, really good. But no, yeah, I didn't like Golden. I didn't like Golden's animation, so I was really worried about 5.
Yeah, I know we were already talking about Persona 5 the anime a while ago. I probably should have asked you this then, but what do you think of the animation for it so far? like in general? Do you think it looks good?
I did answer it earlier, but I think it looks great. I think it's really good. I think they actually put effort in. Actually, the director for this Persona 5 is the same person who directed Erased, and I have mixed feelings about Erased the anime, like the manga, not mixed feeling about the anime. But the Erased looked beautiful. And I think same thing with Persona 5. There's just a lot more interesting things going on it that I actually don't see a lot in other anime. Like they're not abusing like super wide shots, which I see a lot of animes do. They're using close-ups, they're quick cuts everywhere. There's nice transitions. One thing I don't like is that a couple of scenes, the main character's glasses are circle, and it makes them look like a creep.
Yeah, I need to go.
Like, why are they circle? No, they're like, it's literally just like put a flat line above the circle. And you're good.
Yeah. Speaking of Erased, I need to go back and watch that. Like, that was something that anime fans were raving about at the time, like heralding it as anime of the season and in some cases anime of the year.
But then everyone got disappointed.
Oh, they did? I don't remember.
There's a lot of buzz about the ending.
That's what I heard as well.
Yeah, but I didn't mind it. The manga's so much better though. Like the manga's just so much better. The anime does have some really good key moments though, which I appreciate.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's one other one. I want to say it was Real Life. I don't think I've seen that yet.
Oh yeah, that recently had its OVA put on Crunchyroll. So like the entire story is on Crunchyroll now, I think.
Nice.
Oh yeah, have you guys seen the Sword Art Online? Oh,
the entire Real Life OVA on Crunchyroll. That couldn't possibly cover the entire story though. Like the anime probably only got through maybe 2/3 of the story, if I remember. I can't imagine the OVA.
I think more stuff is being released anyways. So.
All right. I'll go back to my corner.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Who was that?
That sounded like Marcus.
That was a joke. Damn it. Whatever.
Oh, you know what? You know what anime has not aired yet, and I'm waiting for the announcement. Fucking Haikyuu hasn't had a goddamn announcement yet for its next season, and I'm really excited for it, but it's not coming out.
I want another Hajime no Ippo season, please.
Oh yeah, that anime that mysteriously keeps having suggestions in the cube every other week for some reason. I don't know who it is.
I wonder.
There is the boxing anime that's come out, which I'm waiting until it's all done to watch it, but it looks beautiful. Also, I don't know why one of the I haven't watched JoJo, but the first person he fights looks like a JoJo character.
I hope for your sake it already has a set amount of episodes. Otherwise, why the hell would you be waiting for every episode to be out?
It seems like it looks like a 13 or 25 episode series.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hoping for. It's too well animated to be like a super long running series. Like it's like there's a specific type of animation that I find like in even My Hero Academia. It looks beautiful, but it's not like, I think it's not like that certain type of look that you can only get if you have like a limited amount of episodes to pour your budget into.
Save that money.
Hear that? My Hero Academia confirmed to be next One Piece.
Oh man, but you see, the author said that here's the thing about that. The author said that he's gonna like show the characters after school, and I'm so excited. If that goes on for like, he has so much content apparently planned out, and if he does go past like Deku and stuff going out of school, that'd be so cool. I can't wait to grow up with that.
That would be nice.
On the other hand, how many years do you think that's going to take?
Too many, but it's alright because Boruto exists.
Yeah, it's true. Too many. After season 2 had that school arc that went on for like way too long.
Oh yeah. I have mixed feelings about My Hero Academia just because of how dragged on it is. I'm interested in the story and the character development and everything, but it takes so long getting to it that I get disinterested before it happens.
Dude,
I understand that, but I still say that the anime. I mean, the manga is really well paced, but I think the anime still does a fantastic job, and also some scenes are sometimes it's just straight up better, I think, than the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing about that is manga you can read at your own pace. Anime is set.
Yeah.
Like you have to sit through it. If it's
The
manga,
anime
you
brings so much more better tone. It's not like Food Wars, where I think Food Wars is just the anime is good, but it's not the best out there. But My Hero Academia has so many emotional moments that just work way better in animation and with music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were a couple.
Also, Bones is just good at what they do. I like Bones.
You like Bones, do you?
Yeah.
Boneless pizza.
Bones did Soul Eater and
Soul Eater,
Space Dandy, right?
Noragami, Space Dandy. Yeah.
All of which were shows I've had pretty good animation. So,
Oh,
although
I
Space
really
Dandy,
liked the animation Soul Eater.
although Space Dandy had a different art style every episode, so that was interesting.
I think it's because they had different animators.
They had a different director and animator every episode.
Yeah.
Change all the things, not to mention, yeah, the plot was kind of all over the place.
It was like whether or not there was continuity depended on who wrote the episode.
I mean, it didn't really matter though.
But it was all
Wait, didn't we
canon.
just die last episode?
That's not important. Just keep moving.
And they were like, there was one other time where they like, remember the time we became zombies? And it's like, that entire fucking episode ended with a zombie apocalypse. How could you possibly remember that?
Every episode is canon.
Everything is canon. It's like that one guy who runs the Sonic Twitter account always says, just tell yourself everything is canon and it will all work out somehow.
Like how Index and Railgun and the Index manga and the Railgun manga are all canon?
Yeah, and the movie and the crossovers, all that stuff is canon according to the author.
Everything.
Everything
Everything's
is canon. This is a beautiful...
Even the manga where Accelerator becomes an idol? Even that?
Yes, that's canon.
Fuck
Oh
yeah.
my.
Of course it's canon.
Well, I guess I better read up on the only interesting part of Rogue now.
Oh.
Man, that was
Never been a
savage.
fan of- I've never been a fan of Railgun, though. It's just not my cup of tea. Of course, you know what my type.
Railgun's missing the good part of it,
Wait,
and that is
wait.
Toma.
Either excessive comedy or excessive over animation. That's
Oh,
Nichijou.
that
Not
kind of ties
not
into
enough
Railgun.
anime titties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now we know Marcus's taste. I'm sorry.
Are you?
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Or am I?
Actually, I know we were talking about this earlier, but we never got to it. Has anyone been playing anything recently? We kind of jumped right into news stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been playing a Switch game called Kamiko.
Kamiko.
Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
It's kind of like a top-down Zelda, except it doesn't really focus on puzzles and focuses more on combat.
Oh,
Which
no,
is
okay,
something
yeah,
I
I've seen
appreciate.
this around.
You have 3 different characters. I've only played as one of them so far, but they each have different movesets, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So the one I've been using uses a sword. So it's the closest to a Zelda. I think one of them also uses a bow. But I've been using the blue-haired sword character. And
Yeah, there's a long sword, sword and shield, and archer.
Wait, which game is this?
Kamiko for the Switch.
Oh.
It's fun. It can get kind of frustrating sometimes because the way the enemies work is whenever you leave a section and then come back, they immediately respawn.
Mhm.
But they're such small fry, that's not really that much of a deal. But later on, they get more powerful and take more hits to kill. So it's fairly fun so far. It's only $5 on the eShop, so it's like you're not going to regret buying it if you like a quick 2D game to play when you're bored. I got it for $3 though because it was on sale, so that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, this does look like one of those games that I'd probably play through it, like maybe twice, or maybe through all the characters, and then never touch it again.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. There's a lot of indie games like that I'm just like, I'll play this for a little bit, but because it's cheap, I'll never touch it again.
When I look at the any kind of playthroughs for this, it looks like the archer would be terrible to play as, but the sword looks alright.
I haven't tried the archer yet. I've only played as the one character so far. So, what about you guys?
Yo, Douglas, you should probably go ahead. You were playing something, right?
Hmm?
Douglas, have you been playing anything recently?
Mostly what I've been playing is Tales of the Abyss.
What did you think of Luke's character in the beginning?
A countdown artist told me once on his channel that said you will not like Luke from Fabre at the beginning.
Mm.
Honestly, in my opinion, I liked him beginning to now.
Yeah, I didn't have as many problems with him. I don't know. I think it's because the world gave him shit for his actions. So, it didn't really matter that he was an asshole because everyone else hated him.
And mind you, Luke is like the first protagonist we've had that's a rich kid, so I can't really be mad at him. Besides, maybe because I'm just like Ion, and I say that deep down he's a good guy. He was a good guy, so I didn't hate him.
Yeah. He never wanted to harm anybody. Just sort of, actions have consequences.
Also, I'm saying this right now. Natalia is my favorite character in the entire game.
Yeah.
She is so reliable and like one of the best princesses I've seen. Also, she's voiced by Stephanie Shea, and I love her.
What about you, Jack? You been playing anything or not?
I've been playing a lot of I've been playing Kirby Star Allies, but I've been playing like a variety of things. I haven't seemed to like lock down a game that I just really want to go through all the way. Actually, never mind. No, wait, hold on. I'd taken a break from it, but The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel.
Ooh, I know
2.
that game. I have it on my wish list on Steam.
Yeah, so like the first game was fantastic, and I loved it. The second game hasn't hooked me in because I haven't been like in the mood, nor have I been readily available to play it as much as I'd like to. But oh my god, the second game takes place after the first game, and you come back to the place and it's different. Try not to spoil anything, but it's different. And oh my god, I actually felt like something. Like I felt emotions coming back to those places. I remember the NPCs that were in each location, and they had like significance in the story. And it was so cool just seeing everybody like again and going back to these locations, even if it is a little bit lazy. Like you are going to different places within those locations, and sometimes in the first game they'd mention places that you never went to, and now you're going to them, which is nice.
Oh, I love world building like that. That's always really nice.
Yeah, too bad it's another 80 hours, and I'm using the turbo function, so I don't think I'd be able to stand the game as much without the turbo function, because the turbo function I can improve my walking speed by 6 times. So that means like a lot of because some places are just too big, like they're designed too big.
Too big, just like Ridley.
Too big for Smash Brothers. But no, it's pretty good. Like it is a bit cliche, I will have to say. But it's like the perfect amount of cliche. It's so dumb but so cool. So and there is the voice acting is really good. I think that's the theme in the games I like. I think the voice acting is always really, really good.
Yeah.
What genre of game is it?
RPG.
JRPG.
Okay.
The Legend of Heroes is pretty niche, very niche.
I've never heard of it before, so.
Yeah, no, it had like 2 games, I think, before Cold Steel came out. So it's not like a long established series. It just had like some really good games.
The only other Legend of Heroes game that I know of is was that one called what's Sora no Kiseki or something like that.
Yeah, that's the only other one that you actually need to care about, I think. I think it was a spin-off of a spin-off too, anyways. So it's just one of those weird things that Japan does, where you have all these different freaking spin-offs. That's how Persona was made.
And it got more. I feel like it got more popular than the actual mainline game.
It's a spin-off of a video game adaptation of a book.
And don't forget, there's also Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is a spin-off of a spin-off.
Spin-off session.
But
Tokyo spin-off sessions.
The Trails of series. Oh yeah, also something that was refreshing is that on the normal difficulty, it actually was fairly difficult. Which the first game was really easy, but just had enough for me to not get bored of it. But this is it's actually kind of difficult, and there's a lot of challenges, and I appreciate it. It makes you use your buffs and debuffs a lot more, and actually think about using some of the character's special abilities in a more tactical way. Just by upping the damage of the enemies just a little bit, which makes sense in World 2 because the world has changed. So it's really cool.
The best sequels take the criticism of the past game to heart and really try to improve upon them. That's what sequels really are meant to do in the end, is take the criticism of the previous game and fix it. That's something I really like about some of the best sequels.
You know, for one thing that got me into Trails of the Cold Steel was I found out that that you can romance your comrades.
Oh yeah! Oh god, I haven't gotten to my best girl yet. I can't.
What, another shipping minigame? I'm down for shipping minigames.
Fuck yeah.
Though there's one thing that kind of disappoints me though. I think I found best girl from looking at her, but the problem is she's gay.
Oh.
Don't let that stop you. Don't, please.
Wait, hold on. Which one?
Purple hair. I think she's in the girls.
Oh, no. She's my girl.
She's interesting. She's interesting.
She is my best girl.
So real quick, has anyone else, House, have you been playing anything recently or not?
I haven't really. I've mostly been watching anime.
Scrub.
What have you been watching, I guess? I mean, I've been watching too many things, but you go ahead and say what you've been up to.
See, I've mostly been... I've been rewatching something. So, I've been watching Steins Gate. So I just finished rewatching... No, I didn't rewatch. Anyway, so I started watching Steins Gate 0. What else? Oh yeah, I have a list. Finally getting around to Lucky Star, which took me forever.
I never added Lucky Star to my list now that I think about it.
One other completely random thing that I never got around to watching before that I'm finally getting around to watching now is Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh my god, really?
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. Lucky Star is I think I was looking through my old hard drive and I have an really old pirated 25 episodes of that series. I was going to review it. I remember in middle school I was going to review it, but I ended up liking the show instead of hating it. So
oh, how dare you?
It was weird because I wasn't super entertained, but it was just this isn't bad. This is just fun. I can't rag on this. It's not like K-On! Where I actually felt like nothing happened.
The entire point of K-On! Was just to be adorable, not interesting in any manner.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just I'm not a big fan of shows that are just cute because they're cute.
I used to like them. I can't do them anymore.
I think it's specifically shows like K-On!, but some shows like Sweetness and Lightning, it's adorable, but also it's a good slice of life. It needs something that I attach to, I guess.
I have that same feeling about what is it called? The Order of Rabbit. That is a entirely cutesy show that I can't really get behind it just solely on that factor. Just
if it's the only purpose behind the show, you can't really get behind it. It has to have some overarching story, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I didn't didn't feel like there was really any story. The characters get along each episode. They might have a really small skirmish or fight every now and then, but it never lasts more than an episode.
It's kind of
the same thing for I want to say New Game. I remember I tried to read the manga for that, and I found it sort of for the people that wanted moe instead of story, and I couldn't get behind that either. And I haven't watched the anime yet. I don't think I ever will. Though.
Kind of like same thing, new coat of paint. Every show that is mainly focused on that kind of moe factor.
Yeah.
I kind of hear similar complaints to people who don't like Pop Team Epic. Though I really enjoyed that show from beginning to end.
Well, Pop Team Epic is trying to be a comedy with absurdist humor, not a slice of life.
People complain how there's no story.
It looked like a meme, and I'm like, and I don't know, I'm not about that. But no, it looks fine. Like, if people were complaining about like lack of story, it doesn't matter. It's a comedy.
The thing is, I completely get criticism about Pop Team Epic, though.
Yeah, I mean, I get some of it. I
get criticism against moe shows too, but like,
yeah, it depends on like how much you value, because some shows have little plot, but so the characters are too good that you can't it's too much. And some stories are really plot heavy, but it's really hard to have both. Sometimes I think one of anime's greatest strengths, or I guess maybe Japanese writing, is that the characters always seem to come first, and I don't know. I appreciate it when it does it right. Also, it's like, don't you have to leave the library soon?
Yeah, I gotta leave at 9:55. If you guys want to keep talking, one of you should start recording now.
I may get off as soon as one of you guys get off. My mom's already asleep, and I need to probably get off soon.
Yeah. I have work tomorrow morning. I should probably head out as soon as well.
Yeah, I had another topic I wanted to talk about, but I guess we can save that for next time then. So I guess just real quick, has anyone else been watching anything? Like, since we already talked about games, have you guys been watching anything?
Well, normally, you know how I like to be really secretive about what I watch normally. I normally don't like to say it until like I finished everything. But recently, I've been watching, what was that show called? Sister is All You Need.
I finished that.
I definitely tried to watch it. The problem was I watch things only on the bus, and that show you can't really. It's way too much of a.
Are you sure this is not hentai?
That's what
it's not hentai. At the first minute or so, you'll be asking yourself that. But
I'm looking at the episode 11 thumbnail, and
I can't watch that on the bus, so I've been looking for something else to watch. I did recently just on hold. I don't remember Maho Tsukai no Yome. Ancient Magus Bride, that's it. It's very somber. Too somber for me, but yeah. I've been getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the reason why I skipped out on it.
I like to laugh.
Mm-hmm. For me currently, the one thing that I'm keeping up with is Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Oh yeah, wait, that's the season? Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
People are already making memes about the opening. It's so good. I love that opening.
I think I don't know. Is it being done by a new studio?
Nope, it's still Studio Period.
Okay.
I've been watching a couple of things. Like Nathan, I'm watching Steins Gate Zero, and also watching the Persona 5 anime, as I stated earlier. Not much else besides that, really. Oh, no, wait. That's just airing stuff. I've also been watching Recreators and show bitch.
Wait, hold on. What? Chobits or show bitch?
Show bitch.
Okay.
Show bitch. Don't watch it, guys. Like, it's not very good at all.
Creators, do we watch that one?
From what I've seen of it, this is going to sound stupid, but I actually think it would genuinely work better as a crossover show. Like if you had actual anime characters from other series in it. As it is, it's kind of hard to connect with the characters, because they're all like fictional characters. And the plot of the show is like fictional characters coming into the real world, and it's like, it's hard to get behind the plot.
They're tropes coming into the world instead of actual characters.
I mean, that's the thing, is they're developing their characters as they're inside of this world. And I'm sure by the end of the series, I'll actually connect with the characters more, but to begin with, just starting off the show, it's kind of hard to get behind it when the entire plot sounds like a crossover thing. Like, the entire plot sounds like, if you guys have ever heard of this RPG that came out on the DS, a few years ago, it was called Dengeki Gakuen RPG, and it was basically the same thing, where it's a bunch of different characters coming into the real world, and you have to like figure out how to get them back in their own world. And the plot is similar to that, but it's using characters that don't already exist, and it's kind of like, well, why not just do like an anime adaptation of the RPG that came out? Like, I think that would be more interesting. As it stands, it's alright. I'm entertained by it. It's keeping my interest, but I don't know. I think I'll get more into it later on. Right now, I'd say it's probably a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. It's alright.
That's reasonable.
Oh yeah, the one thing I'm also kind of watching is now released on Toonami now. I'm watching Space Dandy, and they started showing Fully Cooley now. So
the original Fully Cooley, right? Not the new season.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fully Cooley is one of my favorites. It was the first anime I ever watched from beginning to end, and it was actually on Adult Swim when I saw it. So it has a special place in my heart just for that alone.
I gotta watch it. I gotta marathon it with people.
Oh, I'll watch it with you. It's been a while since I've seen it, even though I originally used to watch it once every year, but I kind of fell out of that because of, like, life in general, really.
It's just 6 episodes, though. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know, right? But,
it's just 3 hours. Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll watch it with you, Jack. We can do a marathon of it.
Yeah, man.
Is that it? We done here?
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
All right. That's an episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry it took quite a while for it to come out. So much time since the last one, which was like, wasn't that like the end of the year last year? It was a while ago, but
it was before I had a job, so it was before November.
Well, you guys have a good one, and stay frosty.